Good morning, Sun, Moon, and good morning, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Good morning, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your February 2021 mini cross reading, okay? Wow, that was crazy. And I have already started, I did some meditation and shuffling on your sign, so we're just going to get directly into the reading. I will say that some of you got some stuff going on, okay? So let me turn the camera around. I am using the Radiant White deck. I am clarifying, of course, with Levita Sabila. And then we will be wrapping the reading up with the Golden Nostradamus card. I mentioned in one of the other videos a couple of days ago, one of the monthlies, that Nostradamus been doing some stuff. So I'm going to be posting up a, what do you call it? An open reading to touch on the last one I did about Alexei Navalny and the Russian people, because a huge surprise. So anyway, here we are. This is where we are starting. You are Gemini suns ruled by Mercury. Those of you who have a Gemini moon, your emotions are ruled by Gemini, by Mercury. And your rising sign, this is things happening behind the scenes for you, being ruled by Mercury. So one more rifle, one more shuffle. The unknown influence here at the top. Three of Swords. The known influence, or what we know to be true. The Four of Coins. The near or distant past. The Ten of Wands. Well, some of you are going to have to go back and go over something again, which is par for the course for Mercury retrograde. And finally, the near or distant future. Oh, well, it is the reverse star. Isn't that interesting that the reverse star has come out? Well, all right, what is over the whole reading? The Temperance card. Ruled by Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the guru sign. It is the sign of foreigners, people who are foreign to you. So this is different racial backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, educational backgrounds, religious beliefs. Sagittarius rules the tarot, astrology, but also the internet, imports and exports, messages to the masses or messages across great distances, and also it speaks to long distance travel. I feel that the Temperance card has come out for you because you are grappling with something. Right here in the center, we have this Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords is rushing away from this reverse star card. Now, normally the star upright speaks to hopes and dreams and wishes and clarity of thought, of being balanced in such a way that you can draw from a wellspring, a source, a wellspring of nourishment, and still be able to pour those wonderful things out, right? I also get the sense, because sometimes the star card will represent the cosmology of it all. In other words, it will represent what's happening in the sky. And so this Knight of Swords is rushing out of that. So this tells me that you either have received some news, because sometimes this Knight of Swords is not a very nice person. He can be someone who's abrupt and rude, can run over you. If you don't think his way, then, you know, it could be a mental battle. But for me, the Knights always represent events. In other words, there is a message, and the message comes to move a situation either along or backwards. And in this case, it is backwards. And I see that he is rushing into this 10 of Wands energy. I don't know if some of you, and this is not quite what my guides are showing me, but it has to do with movement. So I'm not exactly sure if some of you have been trying to move, wanting to move. Maybe you've been wanting to purchase a house or a condo, something of that nature. And I say that because I have the Four of Pentacles, which is the stable foundations. In other words, it means that no matter what else is going on, you've saved enough, you've conserved enough, both in the third dimensional aspect. So this is about making sure your finances are pretty secure, making sure that you have a decent roof over your head, you're able to feed yourself, that things are pretty good for you, right? But on a spiritual plane, it means that whatever you've been doing has been sort of grounded, okay? Now, sometimes this card can be about being miserly and being stingy, and not spending either your money, your time, your effort, or doing these things or investing in the things that you are doing in a correct way. That is not what I'm getting. I'm getting that this is a situation in which it's kind of a stable foundation. It could be that it has also been stagnant, but sometimes the four will be a stagnant energy. Nevertheless, it means it's not necessarily bad and it's not necessarily good. It's a stable situation. So this is what we know to be true. But something occurs and we see that whatever this thing is, we have a coins and we have two swords and we have a wands card. So this tells me either the spending of, the doing of, right? Against the thoughts, communications, perceptions, belief, ideas, interferes with whatever our desires are. Because whatever this thing is, you most definitely are going to have to go back and revisit it. Okay? The Three of Swords is an interesting card because it does speak to the idea of breakups, harsh words, separations. And this can be not just in a romantic relationship. This could be the idea that maybe you got unexpected news and they're cutting your hours at work. Maybe you had your heart set on some kind of project and everything looked like it was going great, and then suddenly it reversed itself and you got to go back and work on it again. The 10 tells me, however, that it's a changing energy. I think you've gotten to a certain place in this situation and you felt or thought, or all signs pointed to the idea that you were going to be moving through, and then suddenly it reversed itself. I want to take a look at this reverse star card here. There is only one court card in this, and so the reason why the temperance card has presented itself is just that. It is about moderation. Now, I know that Geminis can or looked at as kind of being flighty, starting a lot of projects but never finishing them, talking a lot, rushing around a lot. And so I feel that for some of you, that energy may be at play, particularly since Mercury, your ruler, is retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, and which is what the star card speaks about. So again, I feel this is the cosmology of it all. And so the temperance has come out to say you need to balance it. You need to balance your emotions, okay, with your desires. The temperance is a fire card. Yes? And you see the angel there is pouring water from one cup to another. But the angel also has one foot on earth and the other in the water. So this is the idea about feeling your emotions, but yet staying grounded. To me, this card always is the idea of balancing fire and water. And fire is your desires. What gets you up in the morning? What makes you angry? What makes you upset? And so we know that if we build a fire and we put a kettle of water over the top, we have to make sure that the temperature is correct, because the fire can be so hot it can boil the water over and put the fire out, right? Okay. But also we know that if the fire is kept at the right temperature, okay, we can produce steam. It can bubble. So this is about getting that temperature just right for yourself. Now, what I want to look at, as I said, is this reverse star card here, so that I can give you a few of the numbers that are associated with it. Let's see, the star card is number 16, I believe. 17. It comes after the Tower card, so it's number 17. And so the reverse Tower says delay, prolongation, loss, impotence, and a lack of success. It says it is indicating that a loss will be incurred caused by a lack of judgment. The rushing around. It foretells that you may experience temporary setbacks and may be easily taken in by a con man or the victim of a theft or scam. It's asking you to contemplate past mistakes and put things into perspective and see them for what they are. Learn from past lessons. Some of you haven't learned it yet. You're going to have to revisit it. And when this card first fell out, it looked to me like it is the return of an old friend or lover. That happens a lot under Mercury retrograde, okay? And I always, for years, have been warning you that when old lovers return under a Mercury retrograde, you want to go out on a date and you want to have sex or you want to talk to them, fine. But just know that they will not be sticking around, okay? You're an adult and you do what you want, but just know that that's not going to last. It says it may be telling of feelings of helplessness and stagnation. It's a warning that loss of hope brings about disappointments. Self-doubt undermines your courage, creating restrictions. But it also warns that stubbornness will only cause failure. Okay? It warns you that you are behaving negatively without cause, and this will prevent you from moving forward and improving your lifestyle. It is also implying that the timing is not right and your desires will not yet come to fruition. Disappointments due to a pessimistic attitude. Unfulfilled hope, a lack of opportunity, doubt, and stubbornness. It indicates a loss through lack of good judgment. Again, that comes across. It asks that you hold your point of view or position and be patient. Contemplate your mistakes of the past and put things into perspective. Learn from your lessons. It tells you to remain in complete control of your emotions. It can indicate the onset of physical and or mental unrest. It indicates the opportunity for rest, repair, and recuperation. It says that the opportunity which has yet to materialize, so therefore, this should be a sign of hope and encouragement for someone who may be feeling anxious or suffering from self-doubt at this time. But it does indicate obstacles, a lack of motivation, pessimism, and or the ability to accept help from others, leading to possible failures. Now, that's all it says. And so exactly what I said to you, I just wanted to make sure that you got the meaning of that message quite clearly. What I would like to do, this just says that something has hurt you, right? And so if this was a project that you had your heart set on, that means that you were really emotionally invested in it and you didn't get it. If this is a idea of someone returning back, this is the unknown influence. What is that telling you? That's telling you that there's going to be some disappointments, that things are not going to go the way that you maybe hope or want. And so that's why I always warn and caution, be you male, be you female, be you same sex, be you heterosexual. If old lovers return underneath the Mercury retrograde, they will be leaving. So you need to get your emotions in balance so that you can see the situation for exactly what it is. All right. I'm going to take a look at this knight. He's moving quite quickly through the spread. I don't know if also just suddenly I just got the idea that I heard somebody coming in to say, I will help you. Okay. And maybe whatever it is you've been doing it alone. You've been taking on too many responsibilities. And so this is where you are now. You're just, kind of kaput on all levels. And so someone a message or news may come in to help you with this, okay? Let's see what the Knight of Swords has to tell us. And then I would like for you to formulate your question for the for the Golden Nostradamus card. Here we go. If this is something that you just kind of rushed around and did without forethought and without some real concrete plans, just kind of breezing your way through, well, that's the lesson. Whatever this thing is, you can't do it that way, okay? Pensiero. Dispiacere. And the Vecchia Signora. Now, the Vecchia Signora is showing up like a, what do you call it? a situational issue, and that issue is the idea of tradition, of things staying the way that they are, of things being following a particular pattern or script or what have you. This could also be, and all of a sudden she looks to me as if she might be a person. So this could be some kind of news and message about an elderly female relative, okay, who herself may be sending out the news. But there it is, the Ace of Swords. And in this card, it's called the deck is called the Tears. And this card says that you will or have received some news that has hurt you to the quick. I think it is completely unexpected. We see the letter there open and we see the woman's reaction to it. Yes, it doesn't tell me what the nature of the news is. But what I can say is that this is an opportunity for you to give pause and thought. Okay? Because most definitely you're going to have to go back and do something. And so this is why, as myself, a Gemini moon and a Virgo sun, ruled by Mercury as well, normally I will disappear off the scene when a Mercury retrograde comes about. It's just something that happens to me naturally. I tend to get way more quiet. Okay? And what I've learned over the years is that I need to take that time that Mercury has gone retrograde to go back over a few things. So this is about pulling out old projects, revisiting old projects, cleaning up some things that I didn't have time to deal with when Mercury was in direct motion. And so, whatever this thing is, Gemini, it doesn't mean that you cannot get it done. You're just going to have to go back, do it over again, and learn from the lessons of the past. Now, let's pull a Golden Nostradamus card for you. It's not a bad lesson. It just seems to be an inconvenient lesson. Let's put it that way, right? You're sailing along. Everything seems to be going well. And then, bam, you hit this wall. And suddenly you got, oh, what the hell, So, it happens. It happens. So let's pull one card. You have time to work this out. That's the most important thing, okay? But you're going to have to get your emotions in check. There it is, the Sun card. And this card's been coming out a lot lately for people. And I think in a roundabout way, that's a good thing because the Sun always offers positivity, clarity, and a way through. You just need to figure out how to do that. And always remember that no matter what you're going through, it is a moment in time. It will not last. It may seem like it's lasting forever, but that's a perception. Like the swords. Okay, so here we are, number 23, the Sun. The wise enjoys their just rewards. The fool wants more than he can afford. Success will shine down upon you, and you will be given some power and kissed by good fortune, but only as a consequence of your integrity, your honesty, and your commitment. And I think I just pulled this card for somebody else a few days ago. So, be committed to whatever it is you're trying to do. Be honest about the situation, okay? And have integrity with yourself. If you've made a mistake, admit you made the mistake, look it over and figure out how not to do it again. It's not the end of the world. So, until next time, stay safe. Namaste.